Thank you, Mr. S. It's a thrill for me to be back here in the nation's capital. Last time I was here, I played Santa Claus at the White House. Where else but in America can a black man from the ghetto play a white man from the North Pole and live to tell about it? Now I'd like to introduce another performer who is used to playing many parts, including the President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rich Little.
Well, there he goes again. Before I start speaking tonight, I would like to say something. You know, a lot of people ask me how I stay so fit, look so good for my age. Is it horseback riding? Is it dancing around the press? Or is it chopping wood and clearing brush? Well, it's none of those things. Every afternoon before I start work, right after my nap, I do what's known as the Ronald Regan rag. I'd like to do it for you now. Where are my backup singers? Would the Reaganomics please come up here? The Ronald Regan rag, day and night. No. Yes.
Let's hope his popularity is lasting.
I got my cabinet from Central Casting.
Regan rag, to and fro.
See me on the Late Late Show.
You know you're proud of him and try not to brag.
The Ronald Regan rag. Well, you know, a lot of people ask me if our Soviet relations are any better. Well, how should I know? I don't have any relations in the Soviet Union.
We're counting on him to deflate inflation.
I never got an Oscar nomination.
We finally have a leader who can act.
Though many critics would dispute that fact.
Public life, you know, can be a strain.
Especially when they think your name's John Wayne.
He had the presidency in the bag. To the Ronald Reagan rag.
Do you know that Lorne Greene is responsible for me winning the election? Because he convinced everyone that in doggy years, I'm only 10.
Give him the symbol like nothing nasty. To ordinary people, Ron and Nancy.
You know, I was asked the other day if I was going to sell jets to Israel this year. Well, the answer is no. What would they do with a bunch of football players? Listen, if they want to win that war over there, I think they should send them the Washington Redskins.
You know, I knew Mao. As a matter of fact, I was the very first person to squeeze the chairman. Well, not anymore. Not since Betty nailed my shoes to the floor.
Tell you about my accomplishments as president. Have you got a second?
It was time for somebody new. Let's see what Ronnie can do.
Ronnie Regan rag, day and night.
Lean to the left.
No.
Lean to the right.
Yes.
Living the simple life, no nothing fancy. To ordinary people, Ron and Nancy.
Ronnie Regan rag, to and fro.
See him on the late late show.
I used to be the president of SAG.
But movie reruns have become a drag.
I'd like to tip O'Neill. He's become a nag. Do the Ronnie Reagan, do the Ronnie Regan rag. Do the Ronnie Regan rag. Do the Ronnie Reagan, do the Ronnie Reagan rag. Do the Ronnie Reagan rag.
Mr. President, Mrs. Reagan, honored guests, I am so proud to have been asked to be a part of this evening. This is a great event, and this has kind of been a year of big events for me. I didn't think I could possibly top my involvement with the United States Olympic volleyball team this past summer, but this comes real close. Thank you. And the nice thing about this event is we already know who the winner is. I wish you 4 more years of success and achievement, Mr. President. And I really want to thank you for taking me away from the warm sunshine of Hawaii to be here this evening. And speaking of sunshine, I now have the pleasure of introducing a group closely associated with that commodity. An American institution, the Beach Boys.
President Ronald Reagan and his lovely California girl, Nancy, have been an inspiration to all of us. And it's nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with boundaries or borders either. This inspiration has to do with the obvious love and affection, the deep devotion they share. Their love is eternal, and their hearts will always be full of spring.
Gentle boy
they knew was one, for their hearts were full of spring. As the days grew old and the nights passed into time, and the weeks and years took wing, gentle boy, tender girl, their love remained still young, for their hearts were full of spring. Then one day they died, and their graves were side by side on a hill where robins sing. And they say violets grow there the whole year round, for their hearts were full of spring.
Thank you very much.
Washington, D.C. was like a second home to me. I've been going to college here for a long time now. I've been studying French, philosophy, and comparative religion. You know, I think the dean must be a Republican, though. Because every time I ask him, Mr. President, when am I going to graduate? He says, 4 more years, Pearl. 4 more years. Well, I hope your 4 more years turn out to be as happy as rewarding as the last 4. Mr. and Mrs. The country really needs you. And now, I'd like to present a wonderful performer who also fits right in here. He's a juggler. Please welcome Mr. Michael Davis.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Michael Davis. Thank you. You know, when I was first asked to come here, I was a little bit afraid. I kind of felt like a CPA when he first heard about the simplified tax plan. See, I do a juggling act, and I had to wonder, why would a president want a juggler at his inauguration? Then I began to think about the similarities of the job. He has to juggle his cabinet members while trying to balance the budget. I have to think about controlling my arms. He has to worry about arms control. But let's not talk politics. I'm not a politician. I make an honest living doing little tricks. Now, there are 2 ways to do these tricks. With applause, and the way that we're doing them. No, I don't need your pity. You see, there's the choices that a man has to make, whether he performs simply for the applause or because things need to be done. One more time, since you liked it that much. I think that was a mandate from people. Okay, but this is the last time. Actually, that would require a constitutional amendment for a third term. Now, wait. It's okay. When balancing, the shorter the object is, the more difficult it becomes to balance, the less there is to work with. I think you can see how much shorter this ball is than this hat. I'd like you to imagine I could toss the ball in the air, catch it on my nose, and balance it. While you're imagining that, if I could do this, you would remember me. I think you remember me now. It's a trick. It's a gimmick done with airplane glue. Very dangerous. OSHA's going to make me quit doing that. That was a gimmick, but juggling is an art. And the art of the juggler is to be innovative, to try new things, strange and unusual. That was unusual. If one were to swallow this ball, it would hurt. Twice. Let me explain the rest of the trick. What I've learned to do is to spit this ball high into the air and catch it with my mouth. Now you may wonder, why would a man learn to spit a ball high into the air to catch it with his mouth? I don't know. But why would anyone want to watch? I will attempt something even more unusual. Kind of windy in here. Well, that was unusual, but what could be more unusual than spitting tiny balls high in the air and catching them with your mouth? No way. A bowling ball, which I will attempt to combine with an egg, the natural enemy of a bowling ball. The third object, an apple. A bowling ball, an apple, and an egg. The trick being, while juggling, to take bites out of the apple and not the bowling ball. I'd like someone to examine the apple, sir. You, sir, would you catch the apple for me, please? Look at it quickly. I'd like you to throw it back to me. I'll tell you when. Maybe you'd like to examine the bowling ball. Here? Am I getting warm? Shall we try it again? Did I mention, sir, that I'm going to eat the apple? I could throw it away and get a new one, but that would be a waste of food. And there are people juggling in India. You must throw it at the right time because your throw is the first throw of the juggle. I have the second throw. Go ahead and make my day. I'd like you to loft the apple, sir. Watch the apple. Oh, what a gag. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, since your election victory represented a virtual sweep of the entire nation, we felt the entertainment tonight should reflect that as well.
Representing the South, the West, and any place else where they appreciate beauty and talent is the beautiful and talented Crystal Gale.
He is beautiful to me, and in my wildest dream did I ever dream he would come to me. Now I was lost, but I have found true heaven through his love and comfort, knowing he is beautiful to me. He's the key to the door of joy never ending. He's the light, he's the way, and without him I say I can't go on, for he is so beautiful to me. He gives me so much love without thinking of what it gets from me.
Wagner mentioned before that we have representatives from all parts of the country tonight. Representing the hills of Beverly and the stills of Kentucky, my buddy, Mr. Dean Martin. Don't hurt yourself.
You introduced me. Such a long walk. When did you wait till I got here?
You
Hey.
need the exercise. That's the reason I did that.
Yeah.
It's good to see you again, buddy. Welcome to the convention
It's
center.
easy for you to say. Good to see me again.
Welcome to the convention center on this wonderful evening.
Oh, this is the convention. What time does the convention start?
No, there is no convention. That was months ago. It's over now.
So, did
Yeah.
I win?
You didn't even run, let alone win.
How come I'm so tired? Who did win?
Mr. Reagan and Mr. Bush. That means 4 more years of partying.
Frank, I can't party for 4 more years. But I'll give it my best shot.
You partied for the last 4 years. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, that's why I'm so tired. Yeah, now I know. Hey, what are all these people doing in my room?
You must have lost your key somewhere. I don't know.
Lose a key.
They came to celebrate a great victory.
How could they celebrate a great victory? The Super Bowl ain't until Sunday.
I'm not talking about Super Bowl. I'm talking about the election that we won.
Oh. Who won?
We came here to congratulate the first family.
Adam and Eve are here tonight?
Adam and Eve are in Minnesota. Ronnie and Nancy are here.
Oh, yo. I know that.
Yo, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ronnie, we did 2 pictures together, and they're still at the drugstore.
You must. I know you remember the president. By the way, you know, he's the most important man in the world today.
Oh, come on. Stop being so modest.
Not this time. No, not this time. The president has the power to do just about anything he wants to do.
Anything?
Anything.
Can he turn water into wine?
No, he can't do that, no.
Then what good is he?
You got a little tune you're going to lay on us now for these very good people?
I'm going to lay what?
A song, a tune.
Oh, you mean get it down?
Get it down, boy.
Oh, yeah, sure. Play anything you want, anybody's music, I'll try it.
Shoot.
Shoot. See, we used to talk like this before. Looked at each other in the same way then. Can't remember when. The clothes you're wearing, clothes you wore, smiling the smile you were smiling at. Can't remember when. Some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again. So it seems we've met before, laughed before, loved before. Who knows? Well, some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again. So it seems we met before, yeah, laughed before, loved before. Who knows?
Hi, thank you. Hi. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Really, great. Thank you. I guess I'm here to present the old Hollywood. And that's fine with me. I don't mind doing that. That's all right. The old Hollywood was a magic place where dreams were put on celluloid for all the world to see. It was a place where concepts like patriotism and family were proudly extolled. And it was also a place where a man could be playing second banana to a chimpanzee one day and become President of the United States on another day. Right. I'm glad it didn't happen in the reverse order. Mr. President, I salute you. And now, to present the excitement of youth, the sights and the sounds of a big city, here are New York City Breakers.
been an opera fan most of my life. For me, the glorious music, the drama, the thrilling voices seem to express life at its fullest. We're very fortunate here in America to have produced some of the world's greatest opera singers. One of my favorites is a woman who is living proof that great things need not come in large packages. A frequent visitor at the White House and all the great opera houses of the world, here is Frederica von Stade to sing Noblesse Seigneur from The Huguenots by Meyerbeer.
Seigneur, salut.
Good evening. I'm Patricia Neal. It is an honor for me to be here this evening. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to represent, but I hope it's love and decency and optimism. I believe in those qualities, and I know they are an inherent part of the lives of the first family, and indeed the fabric of our country. We all hope that your second term in office, Mr. President, will see the fulfillment of our common dream of firm and lasting peace. It is now my pleasure to turn the entertainment over to a man who has brightened all our lives with his talent for many years. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lou Rawls.
Thank you very much. It's indeed a pleasure and an honor and a privilege for me to be here this evening and share this great occasion. I'd like to dedicate this song to Mrs. Reagan and to the President himself, but actually I could say to her from him, because sometimes we don't know the right words to say to the ladies. Perhaps this song will say it all. It must be cold standing in my shadow, never having the sunlight on your face. Oh, but you're content to let me shine while you walk a few steps behind sometime. Now, I'm the one that gets all the glory while you're the one behind me with all that strength. Just a face without a name. But you know, I have never once heard you complain. Did you ever know that you are my hero? To go unnoticed, but I've got it right here in my heart. I want you to know that I know the truth. Yes, I do. That I would be nothing without you.
I've had some pretty good parts over the years. One of the nice things about that is knowing how the stories come out. You know, when I played that chariot driver, I knew I was going to win the race. And I played 2 presidents, and both times I knew who was going to win the election. And as Tom said a while ago, I think we all knew who was going to win the election this time, too. Mr. President, as you undertake for us again for the next 4 years the awesome burden you've carried for us for the last 4, I hope you'll be sustained by knowing that you have the country behind you. I think you know, while you were out campaigning last summer, there was a musical group on the campaign trail, too. They were offering their talent and their support on your behalf. Every time they performed, one song that never failed to win an ovation was one that sold 1 million copies when they recorded it. All the Gold in California. They sang it for the governor of the Golden State, who went on to hold the highest office in the land. And I think it's fitting they come here tonight to help us all celebrate your inauguration. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers.
All the gold in California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills. It's somebody else's name, so if you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you play for. California's a brand new day. I'll take it. Try to be a hero, winding up a zero, and scar and Master right down to your soul, living on the spotlight. Can't kill a man outright, 'cause everything that glitters is not gold. And all the gold in California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills. It's somebody else's name. If you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you play for. California's a brand new day. We're gonna change keys, y'all sing it with. All the gold. Is your chance to sing at the inaugural? Yeah. You don't know this song, Dr. Graham? This is a hit. This is a big record. Hit me, band, if you're dreaming about California. It don't matter at all where you play for. California's a brand new day. Brand new day. Thank you, guys.
Mr. President and Nancy, I can't tell you how excited I am to be here. Hi. This is the first coronation I've ever been to. Oh, inauguration, I'm sorry. I was playing in a tennis tournament. I got to the finals recently. I was playing against Jimmy Connors, and I was really doing good. And secretary rushed onto the court and said Frank Sinatra was on the phone. So I immediately defaulted. And I rushed to the telephone, and of course I knew why he was calling, and I was thrilled. We were all thrilled when Frank was selected to head the entertainment for the galas. We knew, yes, please. It's wonderful to acknowledge a power greater than ourselves. We knew he was selected the second that the white smoke came out of his chimney in Palm Springs. You know, a lot of people are surprised that Frank is a friend of presidents and kings and emperors. But I say, why not? Even they need someone to look up to. Well, anyway, to get on with the story, Frank said, come to Washington on Saturday and introduce Donna Summer. And I said, of course I will. She's one of our great artists, and she'll be singing with the U.S. Naval Academy Glee Club on the inaugural gala. Well, it was that easy. So here is Living in America, sung by the U.S. Naval Academy Glee Club and the great Donna Summer.
Hello, I'm representing all the giants of the entertainment world. I can't remember when I've been in better company. I'm glad you won the election, Mr. President. I didn't vote for you, but if you lowered the voting requirements to 3'6", I would have. I know this is a Republican celebration, but I have the honor of introducing a man who is so democratic, he picks on everybody equally, even a little kid like me. Mr. Don Rickles. Be funny.
First black kid I ever saw that'll definitely never play basketball.
I asked you, huh? 40 million stars. I get a little kid out here, doesn't know what time it is, and brings me out, and you're standing here with the band with the same cockamamie music. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Try to learn it. The president's here. This is a big shot for me. Last night we had Bush. Well, I'll tell you this. He was great. Did you see him and the wife after the show? He was in the lobby going, nobody knows me. I gave him a cookie. He went away. He didn't know what time it was. I'll be with you in a minute. I'll tell you this. Did you see some of his movies? Stiffs. I'll tell you this. How this guy became president. When he was governor, I couldn't get in touch with him. I had a cousin, did 3 months in the county jail. I made a phone call. I said, give me a break. He was too busy, tied up, wouldn't make that. He's now doing 14 years, and he's the president of the United States, sitting in the White House with Nancy, walking around going, Art Rickles' cousin is doing a lot of time. Good evening, Mr. President. Nice to see you, sir. And your lovely wife, Nancy. It's a big treat for me to fly all the way from California to be here for this kind of money. See, I still got the tuxedo marked down. Anyway, you need 38 tags to get in here. 38 tags. The Secret Service is walking around the lobby. Did you see the president? Anybody see the president? Where's the president? The president's with Nancy in the hall going, let's try it one more time. Remember when you were governor and you used to walk over to my table? Now you're big and you're getting on my nerves. I'll tell you this. Is he laughing? If you see Marines coming towards me, go into glory, glory, hallelujah, and shoot Webster. Anyway, nice to see you, Secretary Schultz. What are you doing in town? Anyway, he's sitting there like there's nothing going on. Get busy. Go over to the embassy, have a bucket of beluga. Anyway, Secretary of State's here, and Billy Graham, nice to see you, sir. This hand is bothering me. Anyway, it could have been a picture if I talked to this guy. It's great, though. I make fun of the president. Why not? I make fun of everybody in the world. That's America. Laughing, Charlton Heston. I'm a friend. It's over. I'll tell you this. If you were Moses, I was a Mau Mau fighter pilot. Elizabeth Taylor was backstage in a Cleopatra outfit killing snakes. I'll tell you this. And Tom Selleck was under the shower going, look at this, the water runs up. I'll tell you this. Is this too fast, Ronnie? Anyway, he's sitting there looking at the program going, where does he say he makes fun of me? Where does it say that? It's only a joke, Mrs. Reagan. They got real guns. I spoke to the hospital, Nelson. You died about an hour ago. I say this, though. Is this too fast, Secretary Schultz? What do you talk to that Russian about? You must sit... Look at the way you're dressed. The tuxedo's out of style. Class it up a little bit. He's wearing a fake dickie when the button goes boom. Mr. President, get some guy that's a little heft. Get some guy walking in. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. He's 90. Let's have a meeting. That's what they do in Florida, the old Jewish folks. Hold the elevator doors. I must say, this is a joyous occasion, really. I personally voted for Wilkie. But I'll tell you this. To you, Mrs. Reagan, lovely Mrs. Reagan, to you, our dear President, may God be good to you and yours for the coming 4 years and beyond that. You're a great gentleman and a great credit to the country. May he give you health, the Almighty, and may you reign as long as you wish. God bless.
Mr. President, Nancy, good evening. One of the best things about this wonderful gala is that it's being seen in countries all over the world, including some Eastern Bloc nations that have never had the opportunity of viewing our country from this perspective. We send them our best wishes and use this method of communication to convey our sincere desire for a peaceful and better world for all people. I would like also to use a moment of my time to acknowledge and thank a man of passion and dedication, a friend for all seasons, the chairman of the board, Mr. Frank Sinatra.
Fly me to the moon, let me play up there with those stars. Let me see what life is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and do adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I am in love with you. Why don't you fill my heart with song? Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and do adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I have been a saloon singer for a good many years now, and I never dreamed that anyone would want to use any of my songs for any cultural pursuit. And one day I got a call from a very high-class lady named Twyla Tharp, and she wanted to know could she use one of our songs that she could build a dance around for a boy dancer. And I thought, respectability at last. This boy dancer is here tonight, and he promised to lend me a hand, or rather a foot, for the occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant Mikhail Baryshnikov. It's 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me. and set 'em up, Joe. I got a little story I think you ought to know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. Make it one for my baby, and one more for the road. I got the routine, put another nickel in the machine. Feeling so bad, won't you make the music easy and sad? I could tell you a lot, but you've got to be true to your code. Just make it one for my baby, and one more for the road. You'd never know it, but buddy, I'm a kind of poet, and I got a lot of things I want to say. And if I'm gloomy, please listen to me till it's all talked away. Well, that's how it goes. And Joe, I know you're getting anxious to close. So thanks for the cheer. I hope you didn't mind my bend in your ear. But this torch that I found, it's got to be drowned, or it soon might explode. So make it one for my baby, and one more for the road. The long, it's very long, that long, it's very long. It's long. In my day, they used to end the prom by everybody singing Goodnight Ladies. And on New Year's Eve, obviously, everybody sang Auld Lang Syne. And I can't think of a more appropriate way to end this wonderful evening of ours than with the singing of America the Beautiful, and I can't think of anyone who does a more stirring and spiritual kind of rendition than my good friend, my buddy, Mr. Ray Charles. itself their country loved. And mercy more than life. I'm talking about this America. America. May God thy gold refine. Till all success be nobleness and every gain divine. And you know, when I was a little boy, I always remember we sung these words. Oh, beautiful, oh, spacious sky, oh, amber waves of rain, oh, purple mountain in majesty. What I'm singing about tonight is this America, sweet America. I tell you, God shed his grace on me, and I want you to know that he crowned our good. Yeah, he did. Semi brotherhood from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and Mrs. Reagan.
Well, here I go again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether there are any words to properly express our gratitude, and I'm sure yours too, for these wonderful people up here.
You know, this just doesn't happen with people just happening to drop by. So I'm particularly grateful, of course, to Frank, who directed and who produced this wonderful program that we've seen. These fine young men and women from our Naval Academy who have come here also. But all the time this was going on, I was sitting over thinking, how many times we have seen this. Certainly I have seen it over the years past. People up here on a platform giving away the only thing they have to sell. And I can remember sometimes being up here in the same kind of occasions where the remuneration was the same. Back in Hollywood in those days, of course, whenever they would call you and ask you to appear at a benefit, that's where the performers perform free. I would always try to say, as so many others like me, if you don't sing or dance, you know, I'd say, well, what can I do? And they'd say, you can introduce someone else. I remember once when there were 7 of us lined up to introduce Nelson Eddy singing Shortening Bread. But these wonderful people, and they don't just, as I say, drop in. You know, this takes some doing and putting together and rehearsing and also finding out that 2 or 3 of you aren't going to do the same number and working out a real program. And they're doing it all because it's something they just believe is worthwhile and that it's their obligation that they should do this. And how many times it's for a very worthwhile charitable cause. And always their answer is yes when they're asked. And I sat up there thinking back how many times and how many memories I have of people at particularly special events. I remember one going back to World War II. President Roosevelt thought in that first year of the war that I Am an American Day should be celebrated with ceremony all over the country. And so people like these, and maybe some of these, were there. One place, the biggest celebration, I guess, throughout the country was at Soldiers Field in Chicago, the great stadium there with 120,000 people. It was 5 below in Chicago today. I hope those Chicagoans who clapped are glad they're here. But anyway, on that occasion, I'll never forget the tiny figure of Helen Hayes, introduced and down on the floor of that stadium, and 120,000 people with a silence you most could hear, as she did not sing, but she recited the words of something that all of us from the earliest days in school have learned to sing. My country, 'tis of thee. And I think everyone believed that day, and 120,000 people thought they were really hearing the words for the first time when that little figure, as I say, raised her voice and said, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Just something about all these people around us here tonight that there's no way to describe it. Like so many Americans, whenever they're asked, they're here. And God bless you all for a very wonderful evening for all of us. Thank you all.